Hi friends, in the third set of the clauses, now the focus will be more on the establishment of the importance of the topic when the time frame has been given to us. Now this is where we need to understand and proceed further so that we are able to know as to what exactly is taking place and how to understand the time frames when we are taking care. Now remember that these will be usually for let me just take out the notepad and show it to you. There itself it becomes easier. These kind of clauses mostly are used when we are doing ROL, review of literature. Okay, number one, or you are working with the let's say time series data or panel data. If you are looking at that time, these kind of sentences, or I mean not the sentences, the clauses must be taken care of. Now here you can see that we are using more sentences like let's have a look at it. Recently there has been a renewed interest in. Now, for example, corporate social responsibility that came up at a quite later stages, and that also where they are talking about the corporate governance bodies and honesty, transparency. Now, you see, whether it is a renewed interest or not is something that you will have to think about and then carry forward. However, these kind of things are available, and you can definitely go ahead and start using these kind of things in your own writing. So one of the most important events of 1970s. So for example, if you have taken care, for example, the establishment of IFRS standards, and when they have started off, let's say they began in Australia, or what kind of things were taking place, why it has been done over there. At that time, you can definitely have a look at these things and make a note of it. In recent years there has been you can say that yes, a lot of things have been taken up and we need to understand as to how the things are taking place. Similarly, you can talk about recent developments in X have heightened the need for, if you have seen in 2021 paper, you will see that yes, they are talking about certain things. However, with the help of the big data analysis, they are referring to neural networks or artificial intelligence, or you can go further and look that yes, it's either Python or R. That's the kind of the things that are taking place. So how do you understand them? So you can go ahead and make a note. The last 2 decades have seen a growing trend towards something. So these are certain things that you need to understand. Over the past century there has been a dramatic increase in something. Recent trends in X, for example, right now what was taking place last year in March and this year March, and we are in April. So the drastic number of deaths which were taken place in last year in the month of April 2020 and what is taking place right now, there is a huge difference. So you can understand that yes, this is your dramatic increase that you are talking about here. Now in the same manner, you can even say that yes, the recent trends have led to the proliferation of the studies that, and you can add whatever is your the same. X proved an important literary genre. Now if we are talking about the genre more and more, at that time you can go ahead and you can say that yes, this is it. The past decade has been a rapid development of X in many what it is that since it was reported in 2005. If you are doing a very serious systematic literature review, or let's say even a review of literature, at that time you have got the years also side by side if you look very carefully when you are making entries for the references in the management system, you will see you are even mentioning the month as well as the day along with the year. So and in some places I have seen the time stamp is also there. So why we cannot go ahead and discuss and make a note that yes, this is what exactly has taken place. Now I know one of my students, when I saw her that has sheet, and I was surprised to find out that it was not just the date that she has written, she has even mentioned the time stamp also. Then I said, how is this going to be helpful for you, especially in the qualitative studies? Then she said, I don't know, ma'am, maybe you are not able to see, however I can see the start time and the end time which a person took to complete their interview. Especially when you have given them the questionnaire. Let's say today is what, April 19 2021, and let's say right now I'm giving this particular, let's say I'm taking an interview with each one of you, and this is right now 9:41, and I tell you, okay, here I'm contributing my questionnaire, please go ahead and answer. And depending upon, let's say I have 10 individuals in front of me and I'm taking the interview from each one of them, what will happen as they are completing their giving to me? It's not necessary that all of them are going to complete at the same time, right? Now, same time in the sense, it's not exactly at 9:45 that all of them will be giving to me. Some might give me at 9:42, other might give me at 9:52, other can give me at 10 o'clock, 10:15. It depends upon the individual. So when I am doing my analysis, that difference also matters a lot. Why? I can even think about it like this, like is it that minimum number of people were able to answer my questions in a very short span of time, or is it the case that maximum people took a lot of time? And what was the reason behind it? They couldn't understand the question that was there, or was it very difficult, or they were unable? So whatever the reasons are there, you can even go ahead and you can look. So that is how this thing comes in. Recently a considerable literature has grown up around the theme of, let's say, neural networks, or it can be content analysis, or it can be COVID-19, online education and COVID-19, technology and COVID-19. I mean, you can think about COVID-19, and I don't know how many things have been tremendously changing. So these things you can go ahead and you can use the clauses in that manner. The past 30 years have seen increasingly rapid advances in the field of, let's say, HIV studies. Now, if you look at the medicine and the way the HIV patients go ahead and select their medicines for the treatment, it's a very different kind of a thing. And if you know a little bit about the way the medicines are there, so it's not just the introduction of the medicine, however, the cost also is there. And along with the new medicine in the market, you can see that the cost of the medicine has also increased. However, the patients are not reluctant to buy that. They are very eager. So, the graph that we are drawing over there to see that, is it going to be an increasing linear graph, or there would be some kind of a curve that can be emerging. Until date, majority of the studies have shown that yes, it is basically a linear graph. Similarly, in the nursing studies, it has been showcased, especially in the qualitative part, that due to the COVID, the patients who are hospitalized due to this one, COVID-19, I'm so sorry, the patients, the way the treatment has been given to them so that they do not lose their, I should say, the smelling sensation, or the, it has been found that it starts with the taste buds and then the smelling part goes away for these patients, and slowly even the sensation. So in order to make them sustain the sensation part, retain it as it is, that's the word I have to use, there are various techniques. And I was amazed when the nurses showcased that yes, you can go to Twitter and you can look into it as to how those things and what kind of materials are being used for the patient, so that they are able to feel the sensation of those things and they are taking care. So you will understand that these kind of a changes. Now when I look into it, and that's why I keep looking very carefully and observing, making note, especially through the photograph, as to how the nurses, because you see, even the nurses have to maintain that social distance with the COVID patient. situation. So what kind of things the doctors are doing, what kind of materials. Now you see they are using more or less like a synthetic rubber, just like a balloon material is there for us. That's the kind of a thing. I wish I could have shown you that photograph, however I'm not allowed to show it. In case it comes into the public domain, I will definitely showcase to each one of you, and you will see that yes, COVID-19 has showcased to us within a span of 2-3 months, I would say, not even 24 months. I'm not talking about a year, I'm talking about the growth that is taking place. The progress which is taking place is a tremendous one for each one of us to understand. So if I am writing a paper on COVID treatment through the nurses, and if I see that the progress that they have made, it's a very rapid kind. So for me these kind of things really are very helpful when I writing it. So even when you are writing, you should start using them in your own works, whatever those are. So let me just stop here with this particular time frame, and let me come up with yet another one wherein you can understand. Now for example, here the changes experienced by X over the past decade remains unprecedented. So that is something that one has to see. Now in light of the recent events in X, it is becoming extremely difficult to ignore the existence of what. So so one can look into the clauses which are being given to us and try to understand as to how we can go ahead and use them. So let me come up with yet another series of the clauses which are there, or maybe something else to do with the grammar portion, so that each one of you is also interested to learn more about it. Till then, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.